We know you're busy and that you can't always find the time to tune in live to the Daily Breakfast Show. So we've handpicked the very best of this past week's news, and together with our show sponsors MB Crusher, we're delighted to bring you the Weekend Wrap. In this week's episode, KTEK experiences ejection. We have an epic bridge blast from Italy, and we look at the potential downside of a switch to electric powered equipment. All that and more on the Weekend Wrap. But let's start the week with some proper demolition action, shall we? The film I'm about to show you comes from our friends Hagedorn over in Germany. And well, let's just say it's pretty damn good.
Construction sites that are gentle on both people and the environment. Battery-powered excavators that produce no emissions and make minimal noise. Quick charging dump trucks that will soon be fully electric. By making our construction machinery electric, together we can achieve a carbon neutral. Hitachi Construction Machinery.
The first item of construction equipment that I ever filmed in a professional capacity was a pair of Caterpillar ejector trucks. Oh, sure. By the time I filmed them, I'd photographed hundreds, possibly even thousands of different machines. But armed with my trusty Nokia N95 and its 5-megapixel camera, yes, really, the first item of plant I ever filmed in motion was those Cat trucks. And very good they were too, particularly when operating in sticky and cohesive materials. Well, fast forward some 16 years and ejector trucks are once again in the news. Only this time, the badge on the side is not that of Caterpillar. In fact, this time, there are two badges, Volvo and KTEK.
Hi guys, Sean Ides here, Director of Research and Development for KTEK. Today we're on site in Sweden with Volvo working on our new ejector body. Let's take a look. So, what are the benefits of an ejector body over a dump body? It's increased safety and efficiency. Because you can unload both stopped and while moving, either on flat ground or on slight slopes, you are much more versatile than a regular dump body. You also don't have to worry about overhead obstructions because the box never lifts up. This KTEK ejector box is designed for the Volvo A40 and A45 trucks. It's a direct replacement for the dump body that comes standard with it. The capacity of this box is 39 ton or 23.3 cubic meters. The height and width of the KTEK ejector body do not exceed the road dimensions of a Volvo ADT hauler. The patent-pending, bolt-together design of our ejector body allows for easy international shipping. The hydraulically operated tailgate is linked with the ejector cycle, so all can be run simply using the existing dump lever hydraulics. Our patent-pending 3-point guide system utilizes slider blocks to allow for smooth, quiet operation of the ejector. Control of the ejector body is the same as with a dump body, utilizing the existing lever to move the ejector back and forward. Installation of the KTEK ejector body is quite simple and requires no modifications to the frame. We use the existing mounting pins in the back, as well as mounting points in the front, and easy hydraulic connections. So that concludes the walk around of the KTEK ejector body. Thanks to Volvo for allowing us access to their demo site here in Sweden and their continued partnership. If you want more product information or updates on the ejector body, head on over to ktek.com.
All the latest news, views, video and comment from the demolition and construction industry. Live and interactive each weekday morning at 10 AM GMT. Tune in, take part on the Breakfast Show, live. Explosive demolitions. They're like London buses, is what I meant to say. You wait an age for one and then three pitch up all at once. First up to date is Controlled Demolition Inc., or CDI as they're known, and the spectacular demolition of the former CP Crane generating station in Maryland in the US of A. subject of the electrification of construction equipment is like a particularly deep rabbit hole filled with all manner of twists and turns. On the face of it, switching diesel for electric sounds terrific and a great benefit to the environment. But then we had questions about how environmentally friendly electric machines really were if they were drawing power from fossil-fueled power stations. There were questions about charging times and the amount of work you might achieve on a single charge. And then just last week, we dedicated an entire video to the subject of electric machine residual values. And yet we still haven't reached the bottom of the electrification rabbit hole. I'm about to play you that video that I mentioned earlier, sent to me by our regular contributor, our man Mick. I won't tell you any more because the film largely speaks for itself. So take a look at this and let's have a chat about it afterwards.
This is called black mass. It's made of rare metals recycled from lithium-ion batteries, the kind that power most smartphones, laptops, and electric cars. Less than half of these ever get recycled. Electric cars are supposed to help the planet, but could their batteries create the next trash problem? And why are those batteries so difficult to recycle? The batteries from traditional gas-powered cars, called lead-acid batteries, are made mostly of, well, lead. And they're highly toxic if they end up in a landfill. But in the US, strict laws in most states mean that almost 100% of them get recycled. Most electric cars, on the other hand, use lithium-ion batteries. They're not nearly as toxic as lead-acid batteries, but they're much bigger. And sometimes, lithium-ion batteries explode.
A lot of companies have shied away typically from handling the material because of that core safety challenge.
Li-Cycle's founders started the company in 2016 to find a safer way to deal with this waste stream and to capitalize on a growing market.
We saw recycling as the glaring hole in the supply chain.
Only about 5% of cars sold globally in 2020 were electric, and these batteries will last about 10 years. By that time, there could be almost 100 Eiffel Towers worth of used-up lithium-ion batteries to recycle.
And people think, isn't recycling just needed like 10 years from now?
And the problem is already here in the form of leftover scrap and rejects from battery factories.
There is a tsunami coming at us.
And the process is the same one used to recycle smaller batteries from phones and laptops. One of the first steps is dumping the batteries onto tables to shake off a flame-retardant packing material called vermiculite.
We'll tip it up onto the first screen and we'll remove that vermiculite material before it goes onto our first feed conveyor.
Companies make batteries in different ways, but the founders say they found one recycling method that can handle them all. And they can process large electric car batteries with almost no disassembly.
Other groups will typically dismantle manually to get to a cell level. At that sort of scale of a pack, you have potentially thousands of cells.
Instead of that, this system slices lithium-ion batteries into confetti-like shreds. Because these batteries can catch on fire under pressure, you can't just throw them into any old shredder.
When you crush a lithium-ion battery, say in a device, it short circuits. And that short circuiting is what can drive a thermal event, aka fire.
So how does Li-Cycle shred the batteries without blowing them up? The founders keep some of the details secret, but a key part is the liquid that's hidden inside this shredding system.
There's no oxygen there. Without oxygen, there's no fire.
That liquid also helps separate the plastic, which most recyclers just burn away.
As the batteries were being broken up, the low-density plastic is floating up to the top. We separate it out, we bag it, ready for our customers.
Li-Cycle plans to have this plastic recycled at some point, but wouldn't tell us where it currently goes. Machines separate what's left in the system into two categories: metallic foil and black mass.
So behind me, we're bagging that metallic foil, and we sell this for the copper content as well as the precious metals.
The most valuable metals are in the black mass.
Black mass contains the nickel, the cobalt, manganese, graphite, lithium, etc.
Experts say that if current trends continue, the world could run low on battery metals like nickel and manganese in less than a decade. 1 metric ton of black mass, the amount in each of these bags, is worth about $3,500. Chemical treatments can separate the rare metals out of it, but Li-Cycle's chemical facilities aren't up and running yet. So for now it has to ship the black mass to a smelter. Smelting uses chemicals and extremely high temperatures to purify metals. It requires a lot of energy and creates pollution. This method gets nickel and cobalt from the black mass, but the rest of it goes to waste.
They can't recover the lithium, they can't recover the graphite, so there's a lot of value that's left behind.
Li-Cycle's not alone. Most lithium-ion battery recyclers don't recover lithium. But the founders say they're building another plant next to this one that will recover everything. This could reduce the need for mining, which contributes to global warming, contaminates soil, and can involve unethical labor practices. Once the company is recovering all the metals, for every ton of batteries recycled, the founders say they will avoid 5 tons of CO2 emissions that would have come from mining new metals. And they say recycled metals are cheaper than mined ones, too. This could lower the cost of electric cars, which experts say is a good thing, because even though the batteries take a toll on the environment, electric cars are still better for the planet than traditional ones.
EVs are much more efficient than they were 5-10 years ago. It's better for the environment from a greenhouse gas perspective than driving an internal combustion engine car, because we've seen all these performance improvements both at the vehicle level and in our electricity grid.
Right now, Li-Cycle processes about 10,000 tons of batteries per year.
It's roughly equivalent to about 30,000 electric vehicle equivalent per year.
That's a fraction of the projected 550 million electric cars on the road by 2040. But it has plans to scale up and build more recycling plants like this one, right next to factories that make batteries.
When you scale that across the global application, it really allows for lithium-ion batteries to support this transition into a more sustainable future.
Those of you of a certain age might recall a Stereo MC song from 1992. I'm going to get myself connected. Well, it appears that the boffins at Hyundai Construction Equipment were listening.
Highmate is a state-of-the-art remote control system, grafting ICT onto a construction equipment to analyze its operation status in real time through a smart gadget, anytime, anywhere. Various data and information can be verified conveniently at your fingertips, in real time, without visiting a job site, to improve work efficiency and detect and respond quickly to any unexpected situation. And now, Mobile Fleet App, Fleet Report, and Connected Diagnostics. These 3 new fascinated features are added to Highmate. Those features surely help Fleet Manager maximize productivity and minimize downtime and maintain the best condition of equipment. HiAssist is a state-of-the-art solution that enhances the accuracy and efficiency of operation by integrating smart technologies with construction equipment. Machine guidance of HiAssist identifies the location of the bucket tip and monitors the violation of spatial operation limits from the attachment in real time using the sensors attached to the equipment. The generated information from the machine guidance function are delivered to the operator in various ways, such as figures in the cluster and alarm sounds, and can be reflected to the operation. Thereby, the operator can achieve the reduced operation time and the improved productivity and safety. Machine control of high assist is a work assist system for operators configured by adding an electronically controlled valve block and an auxiliary controller to the machine guidance system to ensure precise automatic or semi-automatic operation for building target surfaces. The machine control function not only enhances productivity by guaranteeing consistent work accuracy, but also reduces the operator fatigue during the work. High assist, of which the value shines more at the work sites with a high level of difficulty, will help our customers to complete their work more accurately and precisely. HiDetect is the best safety system to prevent construction equipment from colliding with nearby persons and obstacles. HiDetect rear detection system automatically warns the operator of nearby persons and obstacles detected from the radar, which mounted at the bottom of wheel loader rear grille. HiDetect Smart Guard system is a state-of-the-art anti-collision system that warns the operator and automatically decelerates and stops the equipment depending on the risk of collision around the equipment. In order to accurately determine the risk of collision, variety technologies such as deep running sensor fusion are applied in SGS. E-bounds of HiDetect can stop the equipment automatically to prevent accidents, especially at a worksite vulnerable to accidents in urban areas with many pedestrians or obstacles, by setting imaginary work boundaries toward the directions of floor, ceiling, front, cabin, and swing. Such various functions of HiDetect can greatly reduce the accident rate of a worksite, reduce cost, and enhance the work efficiency of the operator. Smart construction, connecting equipment and people, adding innovation to its technology and making the present and future bright. Hyundai Connect links the world into one. Ready to change the world. Hyundai Connect.